Hello and welcome to Stormwind Speaks. I'm Barella, your one-shot reporter, bringing you the latest word on the street. And today I've got Okin with me. How are you doing, Okin?
I'm doing excellent.
Awesome. What is your real name?
My real name is Niko.
Hi, Niko. How long have you been playing World of Warcraft?
I started 2 weeks before Burning Crusade came out, so I think it was around 2005 or 4, maybe 6, around there.
So you've seen a lot of changes.
Yes, I have.
How old are you?
I am 25.
And do you have a girlfriend?
No, I do not.
You never know who's going to be listening. What got you started playing World of Warcraft?
It was one of my good friends. After I had my back surgery done, came over, and we're all into video games. And he came over, and he's like, "Dude, you gotta check this out. You know, it's this game I've been playing." He's like, "You know, it's awesome, and you would love it because it has a lot of concepts of what I love. I used to love playing role-playing games, and all kinds of different games. I've been in video games since I was very, very young age." So I was like, "No, man, I'm not a computer guy. I'm a console player." He's like, "No, man, just check it out." So I checked it out with him for a bit, and then I tried it out because it was a free play, and ever since then I was stuck, and I'm probably never gonna stop playing.
Awesome. How many tunes do you have?
I currently have 8 tunes on the US server. I got 3 level 90s, the rest are 85s, and 1
Wow.
bank gold.
Wow,
Yeah.
congrats. That's a lot of playtime there.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. And then I have two other tunes on EU server.
Wow, crazy. Why do you have tunes on a EU server?
A bunch of in Burning Crusade, I used to do a lot of PvP, and I know a lot of them are from Germany and all those places in Europe. All spread around, and they tried to bring me in. They wanted me to full on just convert to there, but I told them no. I got a lot of friends here already, so I just started to make a tune there. So I made a paladin and I made a druid, and they're both 90, and I'm in their guild, and it's just to connect with them, just to still play with them, and it's a good time.
Is the game the same? I mean, is loot the same? Is anything different at all?
The atmosphere is a little different. The people is. Everything's the same. The loot's same. It's just a lag because you're playing overseas. So anybody who plays online game like Xbox or anything like that, Black Ops. Everybody knows what Black Ops is. When you don't have, if you're not admin or if you're not host, you're not getting a lag. But when you play in a different area, a full different area, it's just the lag is so bad. Your latency and everything is just terrible. So you gotta pick the right time and the right day to actually play and have some fun.
Mm-hmm. What character do you play most often?
The most I play is my main, which is my paladin, Okin. The other one is my monk, which I love.
Tell me about both of those.
I had my paladin since I started playing WoW. He's one of my oldest characters. I am holy, and I'm dual spec, holy and retribution. I played holy until Wrath of the Lich King came out. Then I switched to ret. After Cataclysm came out, I went back to holy, and then I went full on ret for PvP and PvE content. Now I am playing holy for this content for PvP purposes for our RPG teams. My monk. Now the monk everybody was very downing on the whole thing about monks. They said that it doesn't match the lore, doesn't match anything with the game. He's like, it's stupid. People shouldn't even be playing pandas in World of Warcraft. But when I heard that they're going to be a DPS class and a tank class, I'm like, okay, cool. Then I heard that they're going to be a healing class. Now, I love healing. Like, I can't stress on how much I love healing because it's always been my thing. Whenever I play a video game that insists of choosing your own class, and they have a healing class, a cleric or a priest or a mender or something, I always play that class for some odd reason. I always pick that class. I never pick a full-on brutal class for some odd reason. That's just how I am. But anyways, I started to play. I leveled them up. I didn't start healing my monk until I was around 80, level 80. Then I started to switch to Mistweaver and learned everything from then. And I grinded my way through BGs and dungeons and just healing, and I fell in love with it. It's one of the uniquest healing methods I've ever played, and it's one of the hardest, by far the hardest healing class I've played ever. I mean, it's very hard to explain because of the way that most healing is just hard casting, where you just stand there and press a couple buttons. You wait for your proccing system to work, and you can bust out some big heals, or you wait for your CDs to be down or your GCDs or something. Now the Mistweaver is it's very in depth. You gotta understand how to manage your mana and your chi. And number one thing about monks is their chi, and the chi is generated by the certain spells that they use. But Mistweavers use both. Instead of energy, they use mana. And ever since the latest patch, they basically nerfed us very hard because it was impossible to kill Mistweavers in a BG or in a Raider Battleground. It'll take a lot of people to kill them, and it was getting frustrating for a lot of people, and I understood, the nerf needed to happen because we are a new class, and it needed to happen because it wouldn't be fun anymore playing a class that is indestructible and cannot die. Mm-hmm. So, it basically, what happened was the patch, they nerfed our healing and mana cost for all of our spells by 40% across the board, which was kind of excessive in my way of thinking, but it made you as a Mistweaver learn more and manage your mana more and understand and utilize all your spells instead of just 4 constant spells. Because like for a Holy Paladin, you cast Divine Light, and your Holy Shock is basically your main heals, and your Holy Power heals, which are What a Glory, which is just anyways, and like the Resto Shamans, they use the same thing, hard casting heals. The Resto Druids use Hots. Hots are heals over time. Basically, they put a bunch of leaf. They use they're kind of earthy people, kind of like hippies, which is like me. But Druids are awesome. I love Druids. I love my Druid. But yeah, they use heal over time, and their heals are extraordinary, really amazing. If you get it popped down to the key on how to time every single hot correctly, if you got good timers and everything, your add-ons work perfect, you can basically be unstoppable, and you can shapeshift into different forms to get out of things. And they use hots, and then there's Disc Priests, they use hard heals. Now monks, they use a channeling system where you have to channel your first heal, and then everything else becomes available. And that's really hard in the PvP scenario because you have no time to do that, or if you have no time to, what I like to call is my oh shit button. If something's happening, I need to heal that person now. You have to remember, and you have to think 2 steps ahead. Okay, these guys are coming, they're going to attack him, or they're going to start CCing everybody, And okay, for all of you people who don't know what CC is, it's crowd control. Um, is to stop somebody else so you can focus on one target. But so these guys are getting CC'd or something's happening, and you're getting hit and you're CC'd and you can't do anything. Now you need to do something about like what's happening because you are the healer. Your job is to keep everybody alive. So you know, Mistweavers can't. They only have one oh shit button, and it's a very very needed move to like you need to like wait the perfect time to use it. You just can't press all the time because it's just a waste. And you know, monk heals are very strong, but you have to, you know, remember. And anyways, the nice thing about Mistweavers are they have a combination of all of the healers put together in the game. Since all the healers I've played, they have a little bit of everything else, and that's why I like them so much. And that's for Mistweaver wise. So.
Wow, that's really good information. So you're dual spec. Are you Brewmaster and then Mistweaver?
Yes, currently, I'm grinding dungeons for extra gold and maybe a mount or two.
Wow, awesome. Well, so one of my questions was going to be, have you made a panda? But obviously you have, and you're, from what it sounds like, you're pro panda, which it's one of my causes too.
Yeah, they're fun. I love them.
Some people do not like them, but those people aren't my friends. Okay, well, can you can you tell me right now, like, what is your role within the guild Spiral Out?
I am an officer.
And what are your duties as an officer? What does an officer do?
An officer currently right now, from what the GM has told me. He's an awesome guy, by the way. He's so cool. I just got to watch the language, violent language. The way I say it is, I mean, we're in a age where swearing is an everyday language now. So I'm used to it. It's in my language. It's really easy. You can take the mature filter on if you want. But anyways, I just gotta watch it to make the point that no one's attacking anybody. No one's destroying people in guild, each other, or starting things up in trade chat, and making our guild chat into trade chat by trolling or doing unnecessary things. And trolling, for people who don't know what trolling is sarcasm, making fun of people and just making them feel like crap. It's never good to get trolled, and that's just the new thing that everybody's doing nowadays. And apparently, I guess it makes them feel better, but I don't know. Yeah, so just watch people, make sure that they're doing what they're doing and not taking things out of the guild bank that they're not supposed to, or asking for money, or asking little things. Basically, what you're not supposed to do, common sense wise. I got to take care of it if our GM's not on.
It sounds like you have an important role because if you help to make the guild a nice place to be. And I'm relatively new to the guild. I'm relatively new to WoW, but I mean, from what I know, we seem. It feels kind of like a family, like people get on, you say hi, people need help, you help them, and it feels really nice. It feels close-knit.
Yeah, I've been from the previous guilds I used to run and be an officer or some kind of rank. I tried to make it feel like that because I mean, how everybody said, WoW equals crack or WoW crack because it's addictive, and sometimes people take it too far, and sometimes people need to have that carrot at the end of the day where they can just forget about everything else and they can just be themselves. They don't have to hide behind anything, try to act like they're better than somebody else. They can act like themselves. And a lot of people puts on a persona of something like they're awesome, or they say that they do all this stuff, and and if you show people that, dude, you can just be yourself, or just talk to them regular, don't be a dick, or don't be like what everybody else treats them. Treat them like a human being. This is still a video game, but just to make that feel everybody's warm inside, you know, like we're all friends, we're all family, we're all just having fun. And that's what I like about this game because you meet so much new people. There's so many unique people out there, and it's wonderful to talk and to understand how people react or what their day went on, or like just to some people, that's just how humans are. We need to talk and to find out, hey, dude, what are you doing today? Or how was your day, bro? Or how was your day going? Or something, and you get a response back, and it's nice. It makes you feel better, and I like that. I love just helping other people out, and that's what I try to do.
In Miss of Pandaria, have you mostly wrapped up the content at this point?
Um, some of it, yes. I have not explored everything yet. I haven't explored the old content that they changed. They've changed a lot, uh, extremely a lot. But I haven't gone through and checked because that's what I usually do on my off days. I will close my chat window down and just go out and venture off and, do a bunch of detail and check out where this goes or how long this quest line goes or, how this lore goes or how does this sound and so far it's been amazing. I love the voiceovers. They're doing perfect. I mean, in Cataclysm they sucked at it. They had the worst voices for all the characters. It was just it was dumb. But now it's perfect. I mean, the sounds, the voices, the wind, the trees, everything is wonderful. I love this expansion, so I can't wait to finish it up.
I know there's a new patch coming out, the 5.2, and are you looking forward to anything within that patch?
Yes, the 5.2 changes that everybody's been talking about on the forums, on Guild, everything. It's gonna change a lot. For monks, it's gonna change a lot. If you see, like they have their own page, it's ridiculous. But a lot of changes are happening for PvP wise, which I'm very happy because it's gonna put less stress on me as a healer. Um, Diminishing returns is going to be shared by a lot of spells for a lot of classes that CC a lot, and it's going to be nice. That's the main thing I'm mostly concerned about is that, and it's going to be interesting seeing all this is going to happen, and they're introducing the I forget what it's called, Thunder Island, I think it is, or
Mm-hmm. Thunder
Isle of the
something.
Gods. Yeah, and I'm excited for that. Because it brings me back to BC grinding for rep for Shattered Sun. That was awesome. Because the thing is like if you look at the map that they give you, there's the Horde on the left side, the Alliance is on the right, and in the middle is smack dab in the middle is all your quests and all your stuff that you have to do, and you have to fight and you have to get your stuff done. Everybody has to work together, and that's what makes this game unique. It's not like Rift, or it's not like Guild Wars or some other MMO. Um, it's unique because it takes a little getting used to, but it's awesome, and I'm excited for it, and I can't wait for it. And there's new bosses, new mounts, and it's gonna be cool.
Are you a transmog guy? Do you go on transmog runs? Are you excited about the different transmogging, your weapons in 5.2?
Yeah, oh yeah, I heard about that, and I'm still trying to read up on it. I don't know, but yes, I am a transmog crazy person. I mean, my bank is just full of just crap that I have like Luna dresses that my class can't even wear. I still have it, and I do transmog runs every week on Tuesdays. I do mine. I do Karazhan, Kara. I use Kara. I do Tempest Keep, Onexia because she drops them out and it's awesome. Um, all kinds of stuff. Yes, it's awesome.
Cool. Well, speaking of mounts and stuff like that, I know that there's a lot of different mounts that are within Mists of Pandaria. And do you collect mounts? I mean, Do you go for that at all?
Yes, I am a I am a bad mount whore and a bad achievement whore. What everybody says about me about that. I need to, for some odd reason, I want to collect them all, and I'm trying. I'm trying as hard as I can, and um, the mounts are very detailed in this expansion. I love them. I love them so much. I mean, the crane is incredible.
Oh my God,
The
the
way,
crane. Do you have the crane?
yes, no, I'm. I think I'm 2 weeks away from rep on that to get it. But I know Destry has it, and he rubs it in my face.
What faction gives that?
The Golden Lotus.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, even when I got my Sky Dragon, or what is it? Cloud Serpent. The Cloud Serpent dailies. At the end, when you finish it, this is the nice thing about Blizzard. They really outdid themselves with the questing and the finishing the rep. I mean, most of the time when you do that kind of stuff, they just do a small somatic and they're like, okay, cool. They just give you regular. But this is like they blow it like it's huge. Like there's a celebration for you. They show you what you've done and what you've achieved, and it's they bring in what you've grown to like your dragon. You have to train your dragon or your cloud serpent, and you have to raise him like get him food, get him treats, train him, fly with him, make him learn how to fly fast, and it's cool. I mean, it's really a unique experience trying to grind all these reps. Like a lot of people saying that grinding is going to be it's boring and stuff. It is boring, but if you really look in depth in it, like how these are unique in every single way than what they used to be, this is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Very cool. What occupies your time when you're not playing World of Warcraft? What do you do?
um, I'm currently enrolled in college at IADT, Seattle, in Washington State, for a DMP student, or DMP grad. Digital Media Productions. I'm basically going to school for 3D modeling for either gaming or movie entertainment for Pixar or something like that.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
not, yeah. And uh, if I'm not in class, I am either playing Xbox, Call of Duty, all the new games, Call of Duty, Black Ops 2, Zombies, or watching movies, or finishing making my music, or working on my Volkswagen. I love working on cars. And I love just working on old school cars. Sorry, I love working on Volkswagens. I got 1971 in my garage. I fully restored. Took me 3 years, and I love every minute of it. And it's one of my things. Like when I'm downstairs chilling, me and my dad are just talking, or we're outside barbecuing, and or something. I'm outside, working on my Volkswagen here and there, doing little things, buffing something out or fixing something that needs to be done, and maintaining vehicles, and doing monthly maintenance on my cars to make sure that they run properly, and regular day things, and yeah, that's about it. And paying the bills, doing regular grind that everybody else does.
Yeah, totally. You mentioned music. What kind of music do you make? What are you talking about?
For a long time now, I was raised on Pink Floyd, Def Leppard, AC/DC, Sabbath, all the old school stuff.
Oh, you're killing me here.
Fleetwood Mac, all that. Journey. um, when I was in high school, not high school, actually junior high, I was introduced to a guy named Bass Hunter. He played Dota. Dota is a lot of people, if you're watching this, you know what Dota is. It's an awesome game. It's kind of like StarCraft, but it's World of Warcraft version of StarCraft.
Hmm.
But he made this song called Bolton Anna, and he made it. And this guy's from Switzerland, and he made it out of his mom's basement. He used this program called Free Loops. It's a music making program,
Oh, I know Fruity
and
Loops. I downloaded it back in the day.
yeah. So he made that song off of it, and it blew up. He blew up, and it was techno based, which I was into techno then, and I think mostly everybody's into techno when they're in seventh grade and eighth grade and all that. So he goes on, and next thing you know, he introduced this thing called hardstyle. Never heard of it before. The beat was different. Everything was different about it, and it was very interesting the way that the sounds came out. I just fell in love with it. I was like, holy crap! Like, what is this? And I just engulfed myself into it. I like did much research as I could. And this was like what in '02 is when I started to listen to hardstyle. I
Mhm.
never went back to techno. I never went back to trance. Hardstyle is a very underground. Well, not underground. It's not underground anymore. It's very big in Europe. Very, very big in Europe. It's slowly coming back. It's slowly coming to the United States. Um, but what hardstyle is it's kind of like techno, but it uses the same bass lines. It uses the same sounds and stuff. But the way that it's made and the way that it is just the melody, the bass line, the kick, the everything that is all compressed together to make this one sound. It it blows your mind. Like it takes me around about 3 hours to make a 15-second clip for a sound, and it sound is it just takes a lot out of you, but I mean it's unique. You Everything has to be perfect. It can't be like regular techno or regular trance where it's just a regular boom boom boom, or just a regular beat, and or a regular kick or something like that. This takes we can fuse in classical music, which I'm a big fan of. I listen to a lot of classical music. Um, they use unique sounds. They use battleground sounds or anything that uses a video game. They use sounds off of that. It's kind of like a mixture of dubstep too. Dubstep is kind of the new thing, but that's not my thing. I don't really go for dubstep, but sometimes I do. But uh, but it's just like whenever I make this kind of music, I go. It's gonna sound kind of dorky, but I go into a different view, and I hear things that I usually don't hear, and I tweak things that I try to tweak to make it sound better, to make it crispy, to make it hit harder, to make that bass hit. And once that bass hits and the kick comes in, you hear the guy talking or whatever you have in the background or some kind of certain sound, and then the melody comes in. Once the melody comes in and it hits that high pitched sound, or not high pitched, but that peak, and it just explodes, and the bass kicks in, everything just fuses in perfectly. It makes me feel like there's sun shining on my face, and it's just awesome. I love when I make those kind of music, and when I'm in class, because a couple of my classes I have to take audio, and I showed them, and they loved it, and it was pretty funny because I took some of my clips from my PvP montages I have from back in the day in rap and BC, and I made a video out of it, and it was my final project, and I turned it in, and he's like, oh wow, and he asked me what kind of program I used, and all this, and I would really love to do that, like full on. Like I really wanted to make YouTube videos for a job, but that wasn't my thing, and I was like, nah, I'd rather just play the game to have fun, not play the game for a job, because it would just lose the whole fun factor. So, yeah.
Wow, you seem so passionate about it, and the way you described, when you're creating that, it makes me want to listen to it. Like I want to go find out what this hard style is. Are there any like popular or more known bands or artists that do this kind of music that you can tell me of?
Yeah, there's he's a kid too. He plays video games a lot. But he's the number one. I think he's the number one hardstyle DJ. His name is Headhunters with a Z at the end. Um, he's well known. His sound is every. This is a nice thing too. This is the thing that sets apart from techno. Techno, every single artist has the same bass. Has it? If you listen to it closely, they all have the same bass. It all hits the same. All the kicks are the same. All the sounds are the same. Now, hardstyle. Every single artist has a unique sound. They all have their own little tweaks here and there, and that's what sets them apart. Like there's this one guy, his name is Brendan Hart. He uses vocals from opera, and his music is crazy. It gives me shivers every single time. Even when I listen to Zatox, he's one of my favorites. Every time I listen to this track, even though I've listened to it multiple times, I'm on the road, on the freeway, drinking my coffee, I'm blasting it, once it gets to that single part, I push my stereo to the max, and I get chicken skin because it brings me so much joy. It puts a fat smile on my face, and I'm like, this is awesome. I really want to share this, like, with everybody. I wish they could all hear how, I wish they could feel and hear what I feel from what the music brings me. That's what I love about this type of music. And a lot of people are like, dude, it's like Jersey Shore. That's some dude told me that in class. He was like, because I had it on YouTube. I had a bunch of people. I'm doing my projects, and I had YouTube up, and I had because they usually do like an hour and 20-minute mixes, and I didn't want to use my phone, so I usually use the computers at the campus, and they could see it, and I had it blasting. I'm doing my storyboarding, and I'm drawing, I'm doing my research and everything, and one of the guys is like, dude, what the fuck are you listening to? I'm like, oh, I'm listening to hardstyle. He's like, dude, let me listen. I'm like, okay. He's, dude, there's like hot chicks, and I'm like, yeah, I know, dude, that's the parties or whatever. It doesn't matter. And so listen, he's like, dude, it's like Jersey Shore, and I'm like, give me back my earphones and get away from me. I'm like, dude, don't ever do that. That's like the worst. No, man, you can't compare that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Holy
yeah,
crap.
there's a lot. You can there's a thing called Q Dance. They come to the U.S. 3 or 4 times a year. The rest of the time, the closest they ever get is Australia. And the parties there are insane. The people there, I mean, I really want to go to one. I mean, just the atmosphere of everybody is so happy. It's not like a metal show or a techno show or a dubstep place or something like that. They dress up the stage to match the DJ that's there. And the big mass that they're playing, like they're playing in the mouth of this huge thing that they made on the stage. And I mean, there's fireworks, there's smoke, there's lights, there's everything that you can think of is there. And every time a certain song comes on or whatever, the DJ tells them, hey dude, can you make his eye move or whatever? And it moves. Everything on the stage moves. And it's insane. It's crazy.
Oh, crazy. Speaking of dressing up, do you have any involvement or interest in cosplay?
I don't even know what that is.
Cosplay is, making costumes of World of Warcraft and wearing them.
Oh, no, but actually, I would really love to do that because it's kind of like the Renaissance stuff, right?
Yeah, except, it's not from the Renaissance period. It's from,
Yeah,
World of
but
Warcraft. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, because there's a couple people from my campus that do that, and they're like, "Dude, you have to go check out these pictures." And I'm like, "Okay." And then they showed me, and I'm like, "Wait, you made that?" They're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like it'll be pretty cool. I mean, it'll be one of the things I'll maybe be interested in.
I totally agree. Kind of random. It's funny because I think it would be fun to make certain costumes, and I've already has some in my mind of different ones I'd like to design. And I mean, I don't know that I would necessarily wear them around, but hey, if I went to BlizzCon Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Maybe if I, got all crazy and, got married one day, maybe a cosplay wedding. You never know. You never know. Might be fun. Um, do you happen to pet battle at all?
The press my space bar. Yes. um, I do. I do. I thought it would be weird, but yeah, I actually like it. It brings me back to junior high days of Pokemon. It's nice.
Do you ever win?
No. Against other people, no. With the guild, no. But if I do find a battle, yeah. And doing the trainers and questing and leveling, yeah, it's pretty easy.
Is there anything about World of Warcraft that frustrates you that you wish would change or be different?
I would say mages and priests. No, no. Right now the game is very balanced. Well, not very balanced, but it's balanced. It's not like I mentioned to a lot of people about Rift and about Star Wars and Guild Wars. There's a lot of MMOs out there trying to beat World of Warcraft, and I'm sorry for you big fans out there, but you can't. World of Warcraft is port and polished. There's nothing that can beat it. The only one that I see that's coming close is Rift. Rift just came out with an expansion called Storm Legion, and the only thing I like about that is their world. It's completely different from WoW. They still have the same concept, same PvP strategies, same PvP. Everything's the same. Hotkeys, keybinds, add-ons. The UI is very very similar. Everything's very similar. Um, but the one thing that sets them different from WoW is their world invasions. Since the game is based off of rifts happening throughout the world, you as a player, no matter what level you are, you need to stop that from happening. So you have to go in there and kill the mobs, and then kill the boss, and the rift close. Now, the thing about this is that if you do not close that rift, and you leave it open, it summons another one, summons another one, summons another one. Next thing you know, it summons a world boss. Then the world boss, if it stays too long and takes over your city that's in there, he summons another world boss, and it starts an invasion. And now everybody in your server has to work together. Everybody has to work together to kill the invasion. Now, if WoW did that, that would be insane. But that is the number one thing I love about Rift, and their customization is a little bit more detailed than WoW, but WoW is getting there. They're picking it up. So, but no, I mean, back to your question. No, really, nothing much so far. I mean, just the people, but you can't really change anything about that.
No, definitely. Um, you mentioned about rifts and their add-ons and stuff. Do you happen to have any add-ons that you use for World of Warcraft, and what are they, and why do you use them?
Okay, so I actually stopped using a lot because my UI started to get too cluttered, and I couldn't focus on what I need to do as a healer or a DPS or excuse me, basically what I was supposed to be doing. So I dropped a lot. I use Atlas Loot, which is a add-on to tell you every single item from Vanilla WoW to current. The other ones are Quartz. It is my timing. Caspar. It is my Caspar, and my enemy's Caspar. It's very useful because the stock Blizzard UI, you cannot see the caster on that. Since I play an offensive healer, so I'm always on the other healer or whoever trying to CC or something. I'm always in their space or in their face all the time, just in case they are casting something and I can interrupt it or whatever. The other ones are Recount, which just tells you how much DPS you're doing or interrupts, or it just basically tells you the stats of the battle that you're in. Then I use a specific add-on. It's called KA Holy Power. It takes off the stock Blizzard UI add-on for your Holy Power because I can't see it, and I don't want to keep my eyes, peeled to my unit frame when I'm trying to heal somebody. So this UI tells me how much holy power I have by customizing either a rune or a block. I have green blocks on my screen, and it tells me how much holy power I have. Then I have battleground targets, which is recommended to have by Zabe, but I don't like it, but I have to use it. So it's the rule, so I'm using it. The other one, sometimes I'll switch back and forth. I would use a custom full UI. It's a package. It's called tuku.org. Very good. If you want to go there, they have two packages. There's LUI or evil UI. Sorry, and Tuku. Very good add-ons. Very customizable, and they're very specific to your class and to your playstyle. It's very nice. And I have a bunch of macros to take a bunch of things off of the stock Blizzard UI, because I like the stock Blizzard UI. They modified it a lot. I mean, we never used to be able to move the frames around. We had to stick it straight up in the left-hand corner. That was never, that was always there, and we never had this, raid frames for our healing, and that saves me a lot because I don't have to use grid anymore. I used to use grid as a healing for healing because it would do my unit frames, but since the Blizzard stock UI is just excellent on it, and I don't have to do much, like when you get an add-on for unit frames, stuff like that, you have to go in there and actually manually take everything and tell it, hey, I need you to show me this debuff and this buff when I give this person, or how much is this timer I have left, what's on this person, or if I have my beacon of light on this person, the stock Blizzard already takes care of that, so which is nice. And I used to have interrupt bars and all this other extra stuff, but ever since this new patch and they introduced the what is that? The silence and your CC bar basically, and it pops up in the middle of your screen. I have a macro to take that off, but I don't, because it's very helpful. It's very helpful. And on your hotbar too, I usually have bartender, but I don't use bartender anymore because it takes up too much space. And this makes my computer flow nice, and I can run it for hours and hours and hours and never worry about it. Yeah, I think that's all the add-ons I use.
That's a lot of add-ons.
I own daily boss mods, but I rarely use daily boss mods. But I used to use more than that. I used to use like Pitbull, Milky Scrolls. I use X font now for my custom battle fonts. I use the stock damage and healing counters, but I changed the text from this X font, X damage font. Yeah, I can have any font I want. Cool, whatever it is, because the Blizzard one looks kind of bleh. So I wanted to change it. So that's what I use now. But Milky Scrolls is good because you can customize it where you can use both add-ons at the same time. You can have your regular, a Blizzard DPS add-on where you can see your damage done by the target, and you can have your side scroll, because it has a side scroll and a top notification bar and a static to tell you when your let's say your brew pod is ready, and it pops up on your screen. It tells you, or like you're getting low on mana, or like when you're losing too much life, you get down to a certain point, it alerts you, it makes a sound, and it tells you. And that could be very valuable. It's very good to have that when you're not paying attention to your life and you're trying to focus somebody down, and you're trying, you're just trying so hard and you're trying not to focus on your life, and that like alerts you, it flashes on your screen, it tells you, hey dude, yeah, I'm gonna die, so do something. So it tells you. and it's very good. And oh yeah, and battleground targets, not battleground targets, but uh, nameplate. Nameplates are awesome. I use what is it called? Tidy plates. Tidy plates is a very good add-on for PvPers and PvEers. PvEers mostly for makes it look nice and fancy. But for PvPers, sorry, um, it's very good because it is you can customize it to the point where it tells you what debuffs you put on the target instead of just everybody's debuffs and you don't know how long left. Like if you're playing a druid or a some kind of spellcaster and you have dots going on and you don't have a dot counter or something that can time your dots or whatever, your hots or whatever you're using, it automatically shows it on that person only. Once you target them, it tells you how much seconds you have left and how long is left and what else is on there that you put on there. So it's really nice and the add-on's awesome. But I need to go re-download that one. So
Sounds like you know a lot about it. Um, what advice do you have for any newer players that might be listening in?
okay, so read. Read about your class. Read as much as you can. Take advice from everybody. Ask questions. And also go to Arena Junkies. Or not Arena Junkies. Elitist Jerks and Arena Junkies, sorry. They're both excellent websites. I think yeah, they're the same. It's just one of them is more PvP based, and the other one is PvP and PvE based. Then they have in there the admins, if he or she, sorry, lets it go. They have links. People have specific links for their websites that they have classes that they broke down. But if you need help in any situation, you need help in, as in, if you're not hitting hard enough, or if you're not surviving long enough, or something, and you need help, these people will help you. They have gone through a lot on every single thing you can think of, every class, every spec. They break it down to the nitty gritty, and they'll tell you what you're doing wrong, or they'll show you what you can do to better yourself. And I've learned a lot. From these guys, and they've helped out. But I mostly learned just from reading. I have a thing about just reading what my class can do, reading what my spells do. Go to wildhead.com. That's a very good place to find spells, turning in quest. If you don't have an add-on like Carbonite, Carbonite is very big. Let me emphasize that big. It's a very big file, and it uses a lot of memory. If your computer can't handle a lot of stuff, that don't use it. But Carbonite is a very good add-on for questing and leveling. But Wildhead is a website that tells you all you gotta do is they give you a search bar, and you type in your quest, and it shows you the quest. People put feedback on there, comments. Tells you what the drop rates are, what everything is, and it's very, very good. They even tell you the classes, and they have breakdowns. They have little tabs that show you everything. I mean, there's millions of websites you can go to, but those are the ones that I've used for years, and they have not, shot me down. So.
They sound like excellent resources. Well, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to sit down with me and answer all my crazy questions and for me to get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Stay tuned next week, or actually, no, not next week, it's tomorrow, when I interview our guild master, Zabe. And Niko, do you have any questions for tomorrow's interview for our guild master?
I don't know if I can say it on record.
That's okay.
No. I got nothing. That guy's good. He's good. Hopefully he's feeling better, because I know he was feeling under the weather last night when we were doing our VGAs. He wasn't sounding that well, so hopefully he's doing better.
Yeah, I think he's made a slight improvement today, so we'll hope that he gets better by tomorrow. All right, thanks again.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.